Hello and welcome, bookworms. Welcome to this week's episode of The Content Narrative. We are looking at The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. And I have also reviewed another book by our lovely Morgenstern, and that was The Night Circus. So go back and have a look at that review, because I would definitely recommend you having a read of the book and having a watch of the review. So this one, I mean, the tagline is "We're all stardust and stories," which honestly is like, yes, I love that. That's just such a good tagline in the first place. So essentially you've got your main guy, Zachary Rawlins, and he stumbles across this book and he reads this book, and it's got like stories within stories within stories. And in this book is a story of him. And he's then like, oh, that's weird. So then you start learning about the Starless Sea and about like how it came to be and what it is and what it used to be and what they're trying to make it come back to. And it's so interesting because like the Starless Sea library is like threatened, and Zachary gets thrown into this whole thing, and it's just like, it's so hard to explain because it's like layers within layers within layers. But the characters are so well written and you really feel for them. And, even like the multitude of cats as well that live down there, you're like, good God, cats and libraries, man. You know I love cats and libraries. But honestly, you sat there going, wow, this is amazing. Like, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. And it's like, it's him trying to figure out sort of like, you've got lovers that pass notes across time. You've got stories that are whispered by the dead. You've got things that are yet to happen. You've got someone that can paint doors onto walls and bring you into their realm. You've got a little bit of time travel in there. You've got everything that you kind of need from like an adventure book. And honestly, you sort of sat there going, do you know what? I thoroughly enjoy it. Like, I really do. And it's just all the characters. Like, when you meet Dorian, and then you've got Eleanor as well, and it's like you've got these characters that sort of like there's so many layers to them, and you just kind of sat there going, oh. And I know I'm waffling a bit because it's really hard with this one to give as much of the plot away. I don't want to give the endings away. I don't want to give the plot away. So it's a little bit harder to describe this one than I would be able to with other ones. Because if I say the wrong thing, you're like, oh God. But you've got sort of like, you've got the organisation that wants to keep going, that wants to protect this library, that wants to protect this sort of like this starless sea beneath the whole of the continent, out of time and space, like a little pocket of its own dimension. And then you've got another organisation that's like, it is dangerous to let people into this area, so we're going to destroy every single door we possibly come across so that no one can get into it ever again. And obviously poor Zachary's sort of stuck in the middle because he's never heard of it whatsoever, and it's only because he finds this book and his name's in it, and he's just like, oh, that's me, what the hell? So it's stuff like that where you just sort of sat there being like, okay. But I really enjoyed it. I loved the storytelling, I loved the characters, I loved the conclusions, I love what happens to each of the people. And I felt like, when you finish reading a book and you just feel so happy and like contented. I mean, yeah, the content narrative, I get it, but you feel so contented and you're like, this is sweet, I love this. That's essentially how I felt when I finished reading this book. I mean, there's the odd bit here and there where I was a bit sort of like, it may have dragged a little bit, but overall thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, I'm so sorry if this one was more of a waffling review than my normal sort of succinct ones, but again, it's very hard to give a lot of the information without giving the plot away, and I don't want to do that. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you've read the Midnight Circus? Yeah. And let me know if you enjoyed it, and let me know if you've read this one and you enjoyed it. But however you like to consume your media, do so. And thank you so much for your continued support. And remember to always keep it contento.